Hi there and welcome. I am Janine Miller Delaney with The Heart's Way, and I am here with my friend and colleague, Holly Engel. Uh, Together, we have been counseling for over 45 years, but we are here for a different reason today. We actually met in a trance channeling class, for those of you that don't know us, and we decided to meet on a weekly basis to practice our trance channeling and then to get together again following that to kind of unpack the channelings and the lessons that we're learning in this journey of awakening and ascension that we're all on. So today is our unpacking the lessons day, and we are going to be processing the channeling I just recently posted that came through with Archangel Gabriel. So there's a lot here, a lot to think about. Holly, do you have any initial reflections as we start thinking about?
There was a lot there. Um, and my mind is gone right now. I think as we start talking about it, it will come.
It will flow.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you what. There was a story. There was an experience I had, maybe just the night before or two nights before,
Hmm.
that are alluded to in this channeling. So maybe I should tell
Yeah.
folks that
Give the
story.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting a new puppy. He arrives in 2 weeks. So that's kind of the backstory for this. We're super excited, a little Bernedoodle. Um, I had it was not a dream. It was a really fascinating. I don't know. Maybe they call this a lucid dream, where I was standing in this small space, and there was this huge being standing next to me. I wish I had more details of it. I just remember I just kept remarking on how huge it was. And he was holding up some little something. And I couldn't figure out, was this a puppy? Was this a baby? It was like he was presenting this to me. And there were two things, the two main things that stood out for me. One, he is huge. This guy is huge. Like, is he a sumo wrestler? Is he, like super huge? And then the other one was how incredibly real the experience was. It was kind of like I knew it wasn't my waking time. Like I knew I wasn't, yeah, awake exactly. But what I was experiencing felt more real than being awake. And I just
Hmm.
kept marveling at that and going, wow, like I don't know if I can deal with this whole ascension because this is complicated because this man is so real, so vivid. So that those two things were what blew me away. So Archangel Gabriel, when he came through, was explaining some of what this was about. And the first thing I believe he talked about was how big the archangel energy is,
Huh.
and how, and you had a kind of a vision of this as he was describing it, right?
Well, it's exactly how he was saying if they were standing, if the archangels were standing hand in hand, or they would in like be larger than the circumference of the earth. They
Right.
would be almost
That
like they're holding the earth. It was like they were all just
holding the earth. I remember
holding
you
the earth,
saying it felt like
holding
they
the,
were holding us.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so that was the hugeness. He was, yeah.
But he did say about how your experience when you were with him, because he called you to that space to
Hmm.
show you this, that is what you, when you were feeling that that was more real than your three-dimensional reality feels.
Hmm.
He explained it in such a way because that is the real. That is the rest is the I don't know what, he didn't say illusion, but the rest is just the part you are playing. But when you met with him,
That was what's really real.
that's what's real. And
Yes.
it's so hard for our brains
To
to
comprehend.
yes, what do you mean that's real? What, but the other realm is where your soul was with him,
Right. The whole of us
the
is
whole of us.
in is is in the field where it's just even more real than this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is hard to comprehend. And he was
Uh-huh.
like, "Yes, I was giving you a glimpse of that. And I
Mhm.
want all of you to ponder this, that your home, the wholeness of you, is more real than what you're experiencing here." So, wow, is the whole system set up, the veil, quite impressive as far as deceiving us.
Very impressive. Very, very impressive. And to even imagine their wholeness or their expansiveness, like to allow our brains to use our imagination, what it would be like to expand outside of our physical body.
And I've had moments like that, and I bet, I think you have too. But right, what I was saying, like right before when I was meditating, I meditate a lot on my back deck. And he and I had asked, I had invited in my higher self, and
Mm-hmm.
it came in like kind of like a swoosh of really powerful energy. And the first thing I felt was this like expansive feeling, like I'm looking out over my yard and feeling like I'm expanding into all of it. And then it just seemed like it expanded out to all of the earth.
Yes, that you can experience that expansiveness in your current state when you allowed yourself to go into meditation.
And I allowed it in, like I
Yeah,
asked, I invited my higher self in.
show me.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think sometimes have you had these experiences before? I think sometimes when we're sitting and we're meditating or we're just in awe at something, we
Hmm.
have like fleeting moments of this awareness, like, oh, I'm part of all of this, like I'm part of this flower, I'm part of this tree.
The lines get very much blurred. The
Yes.
outer edges of our physical beings dissolve in a way.
Yeah.
And it's as if we are everywhere, but we're here. We can still have this perspective, but we can also have the perspective of everything around us,
Right.
which doesn't make sense with the words coming out of my mouth. It's a feeling. It's a
Yeah, it's a feeling that comes over you. Yeah.
uh-huh,
Yeah. And then what followed for me though, like first it's like really cool, like this overwhelming like fullness, and then this my higher self is somehow an archangel, and then this ego gets in. Oh no, I can't be, if you're coming, I don't think I can post this. And I feel like this is a really powerful topic. In A Course in Miracles, it talks about your grandeur versus the grandiosity of the ego. And I think that's what comes into play for all of us. And that's what even Archangel Gabriel said. This is your problem. You're afraid of your divinity.
yeah.
You're afraid to let yourselves be who you really are, to be the fullness of you.
And that really lands. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, and I was. And I posted this recording. And then the next day, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to take that down. I I really need to take that down. And then I started, kind of like observing the ego and thinking, no, no, this is the whole point,
Uh-huh.
is to let yourselves learn how to be the fullness of who you are. I pulled up my book, Your Indelible Worth, on Amazon. If any of you guys would like to look more into it, because I was looking for one of the quotes from A Course in Miracles, that so fit this. And it says, yet your grandeur is not delusional because you did not make it. You have made grandiosity and are afraid of it because it is a form of attack. But your grandeur is of God, who created it out of his love. From your grandeur you can only bless, because your grandeur is your abundance. Am I saying the word right? Grandeur. Yeah.
Grandeur.
And another quote, whenever you question your value, it says God himself. Oh, wait. Whenever you question your value, say God himself is incomplete without me. I love that line.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So this for me, like this journey of awakening is about loving ourselves so unconditionally and accepting ourselves so unconditionally that we can
Mhm.
allow like the divinity that we are to come in.
It reminds me of, I don't know if this was posted, but when you had channeled the the little pockets. What
Oh,
do we call what
the light codes, the little
the
happy light
light
codes.
codes, the
Yeah.
light codes. And when they described when where there's a heavy emotion, light codes role is sort of you can pull them in towards that heavy emotion and just fill it with love, fill it with
Mm,
the frequency of love, and it dissolves the density, it dissolves the heaviness, and it truly,
it does.
truly does work. I was noticing in these times, it feels like we have astrologically a lot going on. There's a lot of heavy frequencies. A lot of people are saying, like poor sleep and headaches and
Mm,
all of the different sort of physical sensations. For me, I get the waves of anxiety come through,
yeah.
and my thoughts try to match what this anxiety is about.
What
And
this
I can,
energy is. Yeah.
yeah, what it is this energy? And it must be I'm not good enough. I'm not holding up my weight, or just it's always about worth, or
All the
but
old
I start
toxic messages. Yeah.
everything. And then you could go down that rabbit hole and then you stay in the same spot. But I
Right.
started, it occurred to me to bring in these little light pockets and these
Yeah.
packets of love and really layer them on the density of how heavy this feels.
Yeah.
And it dissolves it. I get out of my thought patterns, which detach from that emotional wave of fear, and all of I'm left with is that love packet, the love.
Oh,
Like
I love
it's
that. I love
amazing
that, Holly.
how it unfolds for you. I don't have to do anything except for call them in.
Yes. So if you haven't listened, that was, I think it was, I think the video was the light codes
Okay.
or something like that. The light, something about the light codes coming in. Um, yeah, were you like me? I'm seeing like those little hamburger helper mittens, those little white
Yeah.
hands. That's what
Yes,
that was a visual I saw.
it was.
And they're just like
Uh-huh.
hopping through your body, just like massaging it with love.
Oh, and because
Yeah,
they want to do it, like that, they're
yeah,
excited for you to ask for them their help.
yeah.
Please ask, and they do work.
And that's what you've been using, huh?
Yeah, with
That's
these,
awesome. And
seems like
what was
it's
your new mantra? You said you have a new mantra.
oh yeah, I am going to love myself through this. So instead of
Mm.
um finding where I'm coming up short, I'm just going to love myself through this, through the waves of
Yes.
whatever's pouring through.
Yeah.
That helps so much too.
That's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Not judging the circumstances or my thoughts, just override it with love and
There you
detach from
go.
the thought.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just say that's the old. Yeah, a lot of times when I catch an old message coming through, I like to what our teacher Jamie Butler taught us to like
Oh
just
yeah.
kind of like rake out the energy and give it back to the earth to recycle. I'm like I'm letting go of all the old. Yeah. But I'm with you. This energy has felt really big. There
Hmm.
was a day, oh, a few days ago, I was sitting on my back deck and I just had the energy was coming through me and it almost felt like a panic attack or something.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
couldn't match it to, I don't usually get anxiety,
Okay.
and I couldn't match it. I mean, I knew I had a lot going on, a lot on my mind, a lot of scattered thoughts,
Yeah.
but it didn't really fit to be a panic attack. So I was like, you know what? Maybe this is just where I need to breathe and ground
Oh,
and connect, and maybe this is just the energy that's moving in.
just the energy has nothing to do with me.
Right.
And you let it
We
roll
don't
on
have to
by.
give, we don't have to let the old messaging kick in.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. So there is one part that I felt like was really valuable that I wanted to go into more depth for, that Archangel Gabriel had shared. I think we kind of tapped on a lot of the other stuff, the hugeness, the real it is, how real it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you had asked, let's see, you had asked how was it that this channel was able to recall with
Yeah.
certainty this very vivid experience. Um, and I'll just read what he said. I wrote out the transcript. It's funny how he's laughing.
Yeah.
Your third eye, as you tap into the field of one love, that is what helps you to expand. So, through your heart chakra, through the heart portal, as you feel that portal expand, you move into the deeper knowing, the remembering, the awareness, the unconditional love and acceptance that is source, and that is your origin. That's the wholeness of who you are. The more you embody through and through your very being the unconditional love and acceptance of your truth, the more clarity you gain, the more ability you have to see beyond the veil. And so that is, if you will, a flicker. And yes, I gave her some assistance. I did intend to call her into that space. I wanted her to allow herself to remember this. So it was very pronounced. Yet she was in a place that was more real than the human experience. So this will happen for each and every one of you. It simply might be what you would call the Christ consciousness, because that is what Yeshua was leading each of you to remember this awareness, this knowingness, this return to the unconditional, the fully unconditional love and acceptance that is the field of source, that is the very essence. Um, to go deeper into describing the essence, it's the core, the deepest root of who each one of you is, the embodiment of complete unconditional love and acceptance, to which the human experience, with its filters of the ego mind, have not very easily been able to call up until this expansion, this going into the heart portal, has progressed for each one of you. So this is getting more and more clear to me what he's explaining. Let me know if this fits for you. So, what I am very, very aware of, I had two recently really like painful relationship experiences that just like felt like knives to my heart. They were so painful. And I'm always asking now, what is the lesson I meant to learn through this? And once I'd gotten through all the grief of it and really, brought love to it, the lesson I was meant to learn was how to unconditionally accept myself for all the things I couldn't fix, for all my shortcomings,
Huh.
and to unconditionally accept everyone else, like in all the circumstances.
Oh,
And
that's tough.
yeah, it was really tough, but it's also liberating because when you get to this place of full unconditional acceptance for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
it makes it easier to unconditionally accept everyone else
Mm.
and everything. And that for me is has moved me, not always there, but has
Mm-hmm.
moved me into the experience of the frequency of the one love, the
Hmm.
Christ consciousness,
Yeah.
complete unconditional love and acceptance for absolutely everyone. But it had to start with me.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
You have to radically accept all parts of you
Yes.
without judgment
All the shortcomings, all the, yeah.
and
And
love
then,
them.
and then the highest part, the last, hopefully the last piece, gets to unconditionally accepting your grandeur, your divinity,
Hmm.
that we are we're all of the angels, we're all of the divine.
Yeah.
Instead of letting the ego say, no, you can't be that, that's being, you know, grandiose.
Oh, that's hard too.
Yeah. Yeah. Hence my no, take down the video,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
But I mean, think of it. When you get to the place of full unconditional acceptance of yourself,
Hmm.
that is the Christ consciousness. That is like the full unconditional love for yourself and everyone.
And there is relief in that because you no longer have to uphold a facade or pretend or be anything you're not. You just
Yes.
are.
It's
You
so
just
freeing.
be.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that is freeing.
So that's what he's saying is like the more you can do that for yourself, the more you move into that space of unconditional acceptance for yourself and love.
Hmm.
That is the God frequency, right? That's the source frequency. And then the more clarity that comes to you. If that makes sense.
Hmm. Well, I mean, it would make sense that when you can get into that space of unconditional love for yourself, that drops a lot of illusions. It drops a lot of
So many.
old belief systems that fog your perception, or fog like we have our little antennas up that can perceive information from the field.
Right.
But when we're living in the illusion, we don't, our antennas are not clean, they're not. But when we come from a place of unconditional love for ourselves, we're wide open to receive information.
Because all the judgment is a barrier.
Yes, yes,
All the
all of the.
judgment are blocks to seeing the reality of what's really
Hmm.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah, the judgment creates the blinders.
it very much does. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's an indirect effect of unconditional love is clarity and even seeing through the veil,
The blinders come down.
the illusions, to be able to perceive different dimensions, to be able to,
Right, because then you feel yourself as the oneness of all of it.
yeah.
Yeah. Which is interesting because I've had more awarenesses just kind of like within my mind's eye of what these beings that we've been communicating with look like. Like I'm starting to have more of this sense of I can see their presence.
Mhm.
Yeah, which is interesting. I've just been curious.
Yes.
Huh.
So it's showing how unconditional love dissolves the illusion of separation.
Basically, yeah. And that's why it's
Hmm.
so important to first bring it into ourselves. We have to start with ourselves.
Hmm. And that's a practice because we've been programmed and bombarded, and we've lived however many years we are in this programmed belief system by design. Not
Right,
we
yes.
agreed to do this.
Right, because really we've challenged ourselves to come back to unconditional love and acceptance
Hmm.
through the most challenging experiences.
Yes. So we're not victims of this
No.
illusion. We signed up.
and I can see that we're like warriors.
Yeah.
We're going to expand our capacity to love
Uh-huh.
by
Yeah.
pushing ourselves to the hilt,
Yeah.
to the hardest
It
places,
does.
to
We're
be
like
able to come back to
explorers,
forgiveness.
warriors, our
Yeah.
curiosity. We want to do something very challenging. So we're going to go to the depths and then climb our way out.
And I will never forget when I first had moments of starting to hear the angels speak to me.
Hmm.
It was something that was so powerful. They were so joyful when I was hearing them. And they're like, you are expanding all of us.
Oh,
So we are, our courage to journey into this realm of
oh,
polarity is creating an expansion, a field of
for
deep love and
everyone.
acceptance for everyone.
Mm.
And I didn't get that till just recently, what they were saying. Like, how can we be expanding everyone? Yeah.
Because there's no separation. If we're expanding, every when we're connected to
Right.
expands.
Yeah. We're creating an expansion of the wholeness
Yeah.
by by deepening our capacity for love and acceptance and
Hmm.
forgiveness despite the hardest of
Hmm.
circumstances. Yeah.
You know, and I think you don't have to understand the words that are coming out of our mouth right now. It's sitting in it, meditating on it, using your imagination of what it would feel like to expand. What would it feel like if I was so big I could look down and see myself, you know?
Mm.
Um,
And to just let the little love pockets, the little light currents
yes,
come in and love you.
yes.
Just let everything love you. Let yourself
Hmm.
be loved by the flowers, the trees, the energy, the sun, the moon, the everything.
And in whatever way works for you,
Yeah.
imagination is going to be key.
Which is kind of what he was closing with. It's the frequency of the one love, it's the wholeness of each of you, and you're allowing yourselves to remember. Um, oh, there was one other point because I know we just have a few minutes, but you were asking, why do I always get sleepy?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? And this flows
Yeah.
into all of this. And he said, so you asked, why do I get sleepy when the angels are
Mm-hmm.
channeling?
Mm-hmm.
And you said, and he said, the frequency lulls you away from the ego processing system. And he used the analogy like it's a puppy who's fallen asleep in your arms because all
Yeah.
of a sudden it knows it's safe. And that's it. The survival mechanism, your body
Uh,
starts to realize I'm safe.
like your alarm system gets turned off and
Yeah,
you
and
can
so now
just,
you're just resting like, oh, it's finally
oh,
safe to rest. Yeah. And then so he's closing with it's safe to settle down, to close your eyes, to let go, to begin to drift back into the field of oneness. There's no longer the need for this survival mechanism, for this protective device. You simply had forgotten. Safe to drift, to float, to be carefree, to nap, to visualize. And then he said, we call you back to visualize the beauty, the love, the bliss that is your innate home. And then he just invites you can call up your imagery and whatever works for you, of peace and joy. You might be drifting on pleasant waves in the ocean or riding dolphins, strolling through fields of flowers. Sunlight and moonlight all at once are under starry skies. Whatever it is, you now get to create the peace, the joy, the beauty, the harmony that is your natural state without the striving and the fear that has been gripping you for so long. And then he's like, okay, so we're going to pause now and just let you do that. And I'm reminded, like, as we come back into our natural state, we remember then that we are the source of everything.
huh,
So as we
uh-huh.
join in this field of unconditional love, now we're creating from that space, and we
Mhm.
get to create the beauty, the joy, the peace. We are the source of it all, the source of all abundance, of
We
all.
are.
Yeah,
Like we don't need anything. We have it all already because we are the creators.
yeah, we're the source of it all.
Mhm.
And now we're creating from the field instead of the ego's survival mechanism.
Oh, it's like you bypass the programming and you start to create your own system, what you want to see.
Honestly, I didn't put it all together till you and I just talked about it all. This is
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
so profound.
it is.
Yeah, we're moving. That is what this is. We're moving into the field of unconditional love and acceptance where we
Hmm.
create. And our hearts expand and fill with that. And then that is what we project out and is magnified back to
And
us.
that's what we experience
Yeah,
right back at us.
yeah. People talk about, I've heard people say, like, when is this going to happen? When is it? I'm feeling like it's happening
It's
now
happening. It is
as
happening.
you allow yourself
Yeah.
to move into this place to, yeah, let the love in.
And do you feel like there's a certain space of shifting from being, oh, how do I want to put this? I don't want to say it's efforting. It's
Striving.
it's like shifting from being in the flow. Okay, so my gears are, these waves of anxiety and these thoughts. So I just like go with it. But instead of going with that flow, I'm consciously putting up like, nope, we're not going to keep going on this road of
You're choosing a
anxiety.
different path. Yeah,
I'm going to fill it with love. And
yeah,
then whatever the byproduct of love is, that's where I will flow. It will just
yeah,
take me.
yeah. I love that.
So I don't know what the word is, not like taking responsibility of pulling love in. We're shifting from being at the mercy of circumstances to being the creator of what we want to experience,
Hmm. Yeah,
sort of.
we're moving into the flow of love. We're moving into
Hmm.
this current. This
Hmm.
the angels had called it join the happy dance. We're moving into this flowing,
Yeah.
free, happy, joyful, fun dance instead of the old system of just more survival. How do I keep myself safe?
Yeah. How do
What
I?
do I need to
Yes.
do to be
Yes.
enough? Yeah, we're taking the road less traveled. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, this is cool. This was a great discussion.
It
It's
was fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Like it's so much more revealed itself to me than I'd ever really quite gotten. Mm.
I feel as though we are being guided through these conversations.
Yeah, I think so.
Um, and it just comes to the surface when we process it.
Yeah. So, to our listeners, thank you for listening, for sticking with us as we figure out how to share all this. We welcome your feedback. Please subscribe and share so others might join us in this exploration into higher consciousness. This has been
Thank
fun.
you.
Mm.